All right, now it's time to hook up the water. There's some key components to the water system that you're gonna wanna be aware of. First is your water regulator. This is very important because most of these campsites are probably overpressurized. And so you wanna keep your RV water pressure between 40 and 50 PSI, and that's what these guys do. And you can get this guy, it's a basic guy that's already preset for 40 and 50 PSI. It should be stamped right on it. Or you can get a little fancy guy like this that tells you low, high, and then the green. And in the green will be 40 to 50 PSI. Second, you're gonna want your water filter. Now these components, when you rent this RV, will be with this RV. Actually, will be this guy. And this is, if you want some fresh water, we don't know what's coming from that tap, so it's good to have a really good water filter. And then lastly, your water hose, which is gonna connect to your water source. So let's connect our regulator. To find your water spigot, with it in the off position, connect your regulator. And most of the time, they're not gonna be facing straight up like this, which is probably gonna put a little stress on this. And this can be in line wherever you want it, as long as it's between the RV and the water source. So you can, with this RV, it's best to have it near the water spigot and rather than hanging off the RV. And then we're gonna connect our water filter. Screw it in nice and tight. There. Okay. One thing about these water filters, this is a brand new water filter. So what you're gonna wanna do is flush water through this for about, say, 2 to 3 minutes. And what you're gonna notice, out comes some black nasty stuff. That's the things that you're trying to flush out of from the manufacturer. So turn your water on. And as you can see, it comes out black and then immediately to clear. We're gonna let that run for a little bit, and then we're going to come back and hook up the rest of the system. Now it's time to hook up the rest of the system. So here's the hose. Just gonna go ahead and now, I don't like this setup too much because of the stress it puts here. So I'll probably put something in here to keep the pressure off it. But for the purposes of this video, we're just gonna run with that. So, and we're gonna bring the hose over here. You have 2 slots. And if you read this, one is for tank flush. That is to flush out your black tank. We don't wanna plug into that. We wanna plug into the inlet, which is the black. Which is weird. One is white, one is black, but it's interesting, right? So go ahead and, this one doesn't come out very far. So you want to get as tight as you can. All right. Now if you look at this lever here and look at the picture, you have, if it's in the down position, it's on city. And if it's on the up position, it's tank fill and winterize. And tank fill and winterize is if you're gonna go somewhere and you need to fill your fresh tank, that's how you fill your fresh tank. And with it in the down position, you're just hooked up just like you hook up to city water. It goes straight into your tap, straight from here. So everything's hooked up correctly. We're gonna go ahead and turn the water on. Okay, we're gonna look at our gauge. Now, you'll notice the gauge is in the low part. That is your static pressure. So right now it says no water is running. That's the pressure coming from the RV park straight to here. So it actually is not overpressurized here, but that is your static pressure. That is not the pressure that you're running. When we go inside, I'm gonna turn on the faucet and we're gonna come back and look at that and see where that gauge is at. We've got good connection here, no leaks. Great. We're gonna turn the water on. It's gonna work anything out of the system if there was no water in the system. Okay, you get a good flow. Now we're gonna go back out to our pressure regulator. And while water is flowing, this is the water pressure to your RV. Slightly low, but doable. We just don't want it high. So you can get pressure regulators that you can dial that in, but for this one, that's pretty good. So that's how you hook up your water.